Good morning, guys. Roseann White, fitness expert and holistic wellness educator, part of the Lifepro health and wellness team, and happy Sunday morning to you. I am super excited to start a brand new series for all of you, Yoga on a Vibration Plate. And it's going to be a 4-part series. I hope you've enjoyed the last 2 months. In January, we did Better Balance at Any Age. February, it was all about your heart. And this month, it's going to be about yoga. And I want to welcome you all to the series. I'm going to kind of hang out a few minutes to wait for people to tune in. I'm going to check social media like we always do to see how things are going. And give you some time to get everything together. You're joining me now on the Lifepro business page, and if you would like to be part of our VIP group, all you need to do is find our VIP page, Lifepro VIP page on Facebook. There's a few questions you need to ask. They're simple questions, and then you'll be approved to join, and that's where a lot of good stuff happens that doesn't happen on our regular business page. We have an amazing community of people just like you that are looking for ways to feel better, feel healthier, feel happier in their bodies at any age. So give me a second here as I make sure that I am live and on camera like I always do. There I am, perfect. And let me just share this to the VIP group, hopefully. I'm doing that. Great, perfect. Okay, time change back in daylight savings time. I'm in Arizona and our time doesn't change. So I'm kind of happy about that, but it confuses the heck out of me for you guys in California, in Chicago, in New York, in Cleveland, every place, but I eventually get used to it. Again, welcome to this series. This is our first session of yoga on your vibration plate, and over the next 4 weeks, including today, we're going to explore yoga in ways that are joint friendly, that build strength, and are accessible for anybody at any age. Now, even if you haven't done yoga, because that can be a pretty intimidating word for a lot of people. I hear it all the time. So those of you that are joining me, excuse me, grab a sip of water. Actually, it's my Sinello. I'm kind of digging all the Sinello flavors that have just been released from part of the Lifepro umbrella, but it's a different group, Sinello. If you've joined me in the past, I've talked a lot about breathing in all our exercises that we do. It's essential. But yoga, there's something about that word that kind of freaks people out. And I want to explain this pretty upfront. Yoga. The word means yoke, to join body, breath, and mindfulness. And that's as simple as it gets. So when you're sitting on your platform, when you're standing on your platform, when you're doing anything on your platform, you're breathing, you're moving, you're present. You have to be present when you're on a vibration plate, right? I mean, it definitely gets your attention because of the instability and of the movement. So, are we doing yoga by just standing on a platform? Yeah, you could say that. But there's a lot more to it. There's lots of layers to it. We're going to keep it really simple. So today, it's all about the breath. And we're going to all breathe together. I've got about 4 or 5 different techniques I want to share with you that you can do. Even if you don't have a vibration plate, even if you can't stand on your vibration plate, you can certainly do the breath work. And I want to talk a little bit about breath because it's, from a physiological point of view, we don't think about it. We automatically breathe, right? It just happens. But there's so many powerful benefits. I personally am so grateful for all the tools that I have to use with my breathing, the vibration plate, the fitness products, the red light products, all these things that help me and you to feel better. Again, at any age. But we just, again, take breath for granted. But it's a powerful tool for energy, for anxiety, for digestion, for pain. It's there. You have it at your fingertips, but we need to incorporate it. So from a physiological point of view, we breathe in, we bring oxygen into our body. It goes into our blood, into all these, the fluid around the cells, into the cells. It creates this exchange of gases, helps with energy production, and then the gases exchange and turn into carbon dioxide, aka metabolic waste, and we expire them. We breathe them out, we sweat them out, we eliminate them through various ways. So that's the function of our respiratory system. And we can enhance that by being mindful with the breath. Now, in part 2, we're going to be doing some chair yoga. And that way, again, everyone can join me on that, whether you're dealing with an injury, you're rehabbing from something, you're not comfortable standing yet, whatever the case may be, everyone can do chair yoga, where we can put our feet on the platform and move in our bodies. Part 3, I'll be doing a flow yoga on the wave, on either my Rumblex or my Waver. A little bit more movement, a little more dynamics. In part 4, for those of you that want to kind of up the game, we're going to do a power yoga. We're going to move quicker with breath. Our part 3 is going to be slow. Part 4 is going to be a little more energetic. But don't discount the fact that, like, oh, I'm not ready for power yoga. I want you to join me in all these sessions. Take what you can, take what you want, leave the rest behind, but hopefully you'll pick up some additional tool that will help you to feel great, again, at any age. So I'm going to welcome you. I'm just going to check to see if I have any comments or any questions on the Lifepro page. Those of you that are on, I see a bunch of people, thank you for joining me. Please don't hesitate to let me know where you're tuning in from. If you have questions along the way, let me know about any of those questions, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. And you know, between Amber, Debbie, and I, we're really excited about the fact that we get to help you guys to feel great. So, a couple things I want to talk about. What do you need for this series? And then we'll get into the breath work. I know I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit here and there. There's so much information I want to give you, and I've only got 4 weeks to do it. But please, if you are on the VIP page, I just uploaded a brand new document with over 350 plus videos I've done over the past 5 years. There's a lot of yoga on the platform. There's other things that you can do. I put the new series, the Balance series, the 12 Days of Christmas series, so there's a lot of new stuff in there. But if you're joining me for the rest of the series, a couple things I'd love for you to have. If you have the Revivify steamer, it came with 8 different essential oils, which are wonderful. Rose, ocean, there's a mint, there's a lemon, there is a orange, wild orange, and there is, I think there's one more, lavender. Yeah, lavender. So there's some essential oils. I love using essential oils for a yoga practice. If you don't have that, I also do, I use doTERRA oils. I like them. I think they're pretty pure and clean. And different oils, when we breathe in different oils before our practice, it helps to create a mood. Lavender is calming. Peppermint is uplifting. I love frankincense for really grounding. And lemon also is another uplifting oil. So have an essential oil handy if you have oils. If you don't, if you have a lemon or an orange in the refrigerator, grab it before your session, kind of scrape the peel, rub a little bit of that oil on your hands, breathe it in, and it will just help you to first tap into the senses of breathing. So that's one of the tools I wanted to suggest you have. Also, yoga blocks. I love them. I've even said, hey, have toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls to help you more or less in the, in chair we'll use the yoga block between our knees for the most part. In our flow yoga and our power yoga, we'll be using blocks to help us to bring the platform to us or to bring the ground to us. I also like to use a yoga strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use one of the resistance bands that comes with your vibration plate, but that helps us to have something to feel our stretches, help us to open up a bit, help us to, maybe if we're doing a hamstring stretch, to help support our legs. So yoga straps or a belt from your robe, that's helpful. And also, make sure you have some of your other tools handy. Have your Aleva Red belts. You can put them around your back, your waist, and get some red light, maybe the BioHeal panel, the Luma Glow Pro, or the Luma Glow Duo. It's a lot of products to remember. If you're dealing with an issue in your knee or your shoulder or your foot, put some red light on that while we're doing our chair yoga or the breathing practice, okay? And also, again, I'm going to talk just a little bit about Sinello. I'm not really here to market it per se, but have either water, the hydrolyte water is great, or have Sinello. Have something to sip on during the practice. Today I'm using the Happy Belly Melon. We're feeding our bodies with oxygen, with breath. We're feeding ourselves with red light. We're feeding our muscles with vibration, with dumbbells, with things like that. So feed the rest of your body with some good super greens, and the products are really good. They've got a lot of approvals on them. Check them out, but make sure you're really nourishing your entire body, mind, body, and spirit. Okay, guys, I've talked for a while. Let's get into the practice. So you have a couple choices here. You can sit on a stool or you can stand. Okay, you've got the choices. I'm not going to suggest, put on this speed, put on this oscillation, or this, put on what feels good for you. I want you to be just present with how you're breathing. Also, if you're feeling a little stuffy, blow your nose so you can get very clear, or use an essential oil to help clear the pathways. Maybe you have peppermint or eucalyptus, clear your pathways, because it's going to be really helpful for you. And I'm just going to set on a timer to make sure that we are good with doing a couple minutes of each. Now, again, as I said, most of us, general population, think about breath. It's automatic. Well, we don't think about breath. It's automatic, right? We just breathe in, we breathe out, and then we go. But breath affects nearly every system in the body. Every system. So again, I want to welcome you to this 4-part series where you're going to learn all about your breath. Breath influences your nervous system, your heart rate, your stress levels, your digestion, your sleep, and even your brain functions. I mean, that's how critical it is to use our breath and move our breath to help us. When we're stressed, our breathing becomes faster or shallower. Some people hold their breath when they get stressed. Some people hyperventilate. And this happens because it's a pattern called fight or flight mode. And I can tell you firsthand, I lived in that fight and flight mode for years. And I still find myself when I get a little stressed out, I've got a bunch of stuff. Babe, I'm going live and I'm like, oh, I've got all these things going on. And I notice I'm either holding my breath. But because I practice breathing techniques, I pause, do any type of my breathing technique that comes to mind, and I get grounded. So when we breathe slow, we use our diaphragm, we activate the parasympathetic system. That's the nervous system. We have sympathetic, which is the fight and flight, or parasympathetic, which is the rest and relax, digest and restore. I always think about parasympathetic as paradise. Sitting on a beach, listening to the waves, you're feeling like you're in paradise. That's the feeling we get when we use our breath. So today we're going to practice breathing techniques that will shift your body from stress into recovery. In our March Madness, and I hope if you in the VIP group get access to it, you guys on the Lifepro business page probably don't know what I'm talking about, so that's why I want you to join the VIP page. In March Madness, we have one session of defense where we're working our muscles and one session on Fridays of offense where we're in recovery. And you'll hear me in each of those 4 sessions cue you about breathing. It is critical. It's critical for life function, but it's even more than that. So, are you guys ready to begin? I know I've chatted a lot, but hopefully this has been a good foundation for you to start. Get on your plate. Whatever plate you have is perfect. Set it up on a vibration. You could have it on low or off. It's really up to you. Now, the first part of my session, I want to really focus on, and I'm not going to have my platform on. I'm just going to sit here. I want to focus on diaphragmatic breathing. That's foundational. So, diaphragmatic breathing, what is it? Most adults breathe in their chest. This is called thoracic breathing, where they breathe just in the chest. And I see this all the time, especially with older folks. You'll notice little babies breathe in their belly. But again, life happens and we get all the stress, worry, anxiety, fear, pain, stuff in our life happens and we start doing this chest breathing, that anxious breathing. But what we want to do is tap into diaphragmatic breathing. So I want you to either sit or stand, your choice. If you're standing, the knees are softly bent. If you're either way, I want you to be nice and tall. You know my cue, hands behind the head, pull the chin in, lift the collarbones, pull the abdominals naturally pull in. I'm not asking to suck your gut in. When you lift your heart, the abdominals naturally come in. Doesn't mean you have to do a bunch of core work to make this happen. This happens this way. Relax your shoulders. Let your hands come down. You can either put them on your lap. If you're standing, you can just rest them along the sides of your body. Again, if standing's not comfortable, sit on the chair. But what I want you to do is first, before you do anything, put one hand on the belly and one hand on your chest. And breathe normally. Don't try to change your breath. Just notice where the breath is. Are you breathing into the chest only or the belly? Just feel, hear it. Close your eyes so you can really tap into the feeling, the sound of your breath. And just notice. Notice the sounds in the room. I have a window open, I can hear. We've got a nice breeze this morning here in Arizona. You might hear the buzzing of your light or the sound of your vibration plate. And just stay with that. Keeping your eyes closed if that's comfortable for you. You can always keep your eyes open if you're not comfortable with it. Now, take one more breath in and out. A natural breath, whatever is natural for you. And then I'm going to ask you to open your eyes up. When we bring our attention into our belly, take your finger where your navel point is and go just a few inches below that. Not too far below, not down by the pubic bone, but just a little bit below the belly, or put your hand right over your navel. Exhale out all your air. Now when you inhale through your nose slowly, feel your belly expand. You're not having to contract anything. Just feel the belly expand. Fill up. Exhale slowly through the mouth or the nose. I like to do exhale breath through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. Fill up the belly slowly and smoothly. Feel it like a small balloon. And then exhale. If you'd like, you can close your eyes. We're going to do this for about another minute or two. Breathing in through the nose. Think about an umbrella coming from the pubic bone up into the hollow of the ribs, expanding. And when you exhale, everything is going to sink into the belly. Inhale. That mushroom or umbrella lifts up, and then you exhale, and it softens. The whole idea is not trying to contract the belly, it's letting the breath expand the belly and release it. Notice how much slower you're breathing, how much more mindful you're breathing. If your platform is on, you feel your feet, you feel your belly. When you exhale, you soften your shoulders. Continue breathing slowly and smoothly just for another few rounds as I tell you a few benefits of this diaphragmatic breathing. When we breathe diaphragmatically, we're reducing anxiety, we're lowering our heart rate, we're improving oxygen delivery, we're getting circulation into our brain, and we're regulating our nervous system. Flicker your eyes open now and just take some normal breaths. Shake out your shoulders. If you need to roll your shoulders around a little bit, move your body a little bit, go ahead and do that. So diaphragmatic breathing is something you'll hear a lot about, but if you do follow me in our sessions, I do a lot of 3-part breathing to center us before we start, whether we're doing a fitness routine, we're doing a stretching routine. I like to go into 3-part breathing to center us. So now we're going to deepen the breath slightly using complete 3-part breath. That's the second type of breath. In this, we expand our belly, our rib cage widens, and our upper chest lifts. So, hand on the belly. Do this first. Inhale. Exhale. Put your hands on your sides of your ribs. Inhale to the belly, and then inhale to the ribs. Feel them get broader and wider. Now exhale ribs, and then belly. Third part. Inhale into the belly, into the ribs, and all the way to your heart. Feel it. Lift up. Now exhale, heart, ribs, and belly. Keeping one hand on your belly, one hand on your hearts. Let's do that. Inhale into the belly, the ribs, and the heart. Exhale, heart, belly, ribs, and belly. You can see how my body just kind of naturally lifts and lowers. Close your eyes. I'm going to cue you through 3 more rounds. Inhale into the belly, feel it expand. Maybe take a pause. Inhale into the ribs. Now bring it up to the chest. Feel it lift. Exhale and soften through the chest. Exhale, let the ribs relax. And exhale, let the belly release. Again, we're going to inhale belly. Inhale to the ribs. Inhale all the way up to the hearts, maybe to the crown of the head. And exhale as the heart softens, the shoulders relax, the ribs knit together, and the belly releases. One more time, everybody. Inhale through the belly. Feel your ribs get wider. Feel your heart lifting higher. Swallow at this point. Hold that inhale breath for 1 moment. Then exhale from the heart, from the ribs, completely empty out the belly. And then if your eyes are closed, open them up. This breathing pattern, this 3-part breath, I like to use this before our sessions because it increases your lung capacity and it stretches the muscles we use for respiration. There's a physiological benefit of 3-part breathing besides centering you. It actually kind of makes you breathe more because if you came to a session, came into a class, and you're running like, from doing all the life stuff, pretty much you haven't thought about your breath. So we're expanding everything. You're finding a lot more movement in your breath and in your body. Now, we go into the 3rd type of breath. I hope this is making sense to you guys. If you have any questions, please type them in. That's one way they call it. Some people call it 4-part breathing because it's 4 counts in, hold 4 counts, 4 counts out, hold 4 counts. But extended exhale breath is a little bit more than that. It's a 4 to 6, and there's no hold. And it's a bit more simpler than the 4-part breathing. So let's do extended exhale breath. So again, you're sitting up nice and tall, or you're standing there with soft knees, enjoying your vibration plates. And we're gonna exhale all the air out. You can keep your eyes open for this first one. Now, based on our 3-part breath, I want you to take I'm gonna count. So you're gonna inhale, 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x. Pause. Exhale, 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x. Pause. Inhale again, 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Blow all that air out on 5 and 6. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3. And open your eyes if you've got them closed. So this longer exhale activates the vagus nerve. And Amber's done a few videos on talking about the vagus nerve. It's going to help so many of our anatomic systems that we don't think about. It's going to help regulate your heart rate. It's going to help with digestion. It's going to help with your anxiety. It's going to increase relaxation response. So just by breathing out a little bit slower, mindfully exhaling a little more air out, pushing out all that stale air, is going to do wonders for your whole system. Is this making sense so far? I hope so. Now, I've got 2 more breaths to do for you. And in the yoga world, we do UJJAYI breathing. UJJAYI breathing, some teachers will call it constricted breath. Some teachers will call it ocean breath. It's much more about, or Darth Vader breath. If you've seen Star Wars, Darth Vader breath. And let me tell you how to do UJJAYI breathing. You begin breathing through your nose, but then you make sure your mouth is closed so no air escapes. And then you slowly exhale through the throat. Okay, so we're going to inhale. Inhale. Can you hear that? I'm breathing through my nose. So it's really that easy. You are basically constricting the muscles in your throat. So I keep my lips not pursed but closed. And you exhale a bit deeper than you normally would. Not like you're blowing your nose, but if you had a glass, say mirror, you're trying to fog up the mirror. So that's called UJJAYI breath. In the yoga practice, it actually helps to heat up your body more. So if there's days when you're feeling really cold, if you're back east here, we're in Arizona, it's really nice and warm, but the mornings are a little crisp. I like to do UJJAYI breathing. Instead of sighing out of the mouth and letting all the hot air come out of the mouth, we let it come out through the nose. And it's a great tool for a lot of us that are dealing with stress, anxiety as well. And it's a good way to heat up your system. Okay, I've got 1 more breath, so stick with me, guys. This one's kind of a different one, and it's not for everybody. But I have to say, if you'll practice this breath, I'm sorry, Amy, I can't help you with that right now, but I hope that customer service will help you. The next breath is alternate nostril breathing. Okay, Nadi Shona is the yoga name for it. We have all these pranayama techniques, breathing techniques, and Nadi Shona is what this is called, like UJJAYI breath, but it's alternative nostril breath. So you're going to use your hands for this. Your index finger and your thumb primarily. Some people like to put their fingers on their their forehead or between their eyebrows. I'm going to not do that. I'm just going to use my thumb and thumb and my pinky finger. Okay, thumb and pinky. So here's how it's going to work. You use your right hand. Take a breath in and exhale all the air out. Close your right nostril. Okay, thumb on your right nostril. Inhale through the left. Close the left nostril. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close the left nostril. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close the left. Exhale through the right. Release your hands and inhale. This breathing practice calms your mind and balances your nervous system. Okay, that was a lot of information in about 30 minutes. A lot of breathing techniques. But my primary message to you before we start any of our practices, whether it is a fitness routine, whether you're stretching out, whether you're getting into your sauna, you're getting onto your treadmill, you're going into the Revivify, you're using your massage gun, before you pick up any of the amazing tools from Lifepro, before you take another sip of Sanello or your water, or after, pause for 2 to 3 minutes, standing or seated. Feel your feet. Let your hands be in a comfortable place. Realign your posture. Close your eyes and tap into your breath. Notice where it is or isn't. Belly, ribs, hearts. Notice the length of your breath, the volume of your breath. Notice where there's no breath. Maybe there's tightness in your neck, and breathe into that area. Maybe you have pain in your knees and you've got your red light on. Breathe and send energy. Exhale into the knees and let them relax. Our mind is a powerful tool. Our breath is a powerful tool. And our red light products, our vibration products, our cold plunge products, that's one that really requires some Wim Hof breath, some really intense breath to go into cold plunging. But it's possible. When I get into the sauna or the steam, I sometimes feel a bit claustrophobic because that's just how I roll. So I have to sit there, calm down with breath. It's a wonderful tool. Within 2 to 3 minutes, you're going to notice less stress, less worry, less fear, less anxiety. Because, guys, we can only concentrate on one thing at a time. And if we concentrate on our breath, we can't think about that pain. We can't think about, oh, that bad shoulder or that bad hip or that bad foot. We've got to think about the breath and where we're moving our energy, our life force through our body. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you today to know that this piece of our practice, the breath, is something you could take anywhere off your platform into your day, before you go to sleep at night, when you wake up in the morning, in the middle of the day when you're impatiently waiting for a customer service person. They haven't answered your call. Take a breath. It's not life or death. Breathe into your body. Be grateful for everything you do have. and know that everything is going to be okay because you have the power to control your breath, your mind, your thoughts, and your feelings. I want to thank you so much. Thank you, Pamela, for joining me. I hope you have an amazing, blessed day. Today's my husband's birthday, so we're going to celebrate him all day, and I hope you celebrate today no matter what is going on in your life. Be grateful for everything you have. Count your blessings and count them twice, because so many people would give everything they own to have what you have. The way you can move, the way you can breathe, the way you can eat, the way you can have relationships. Just be very grateful. I am so grateful for all of you. Join me next Sunday. We're going to be doing a seated chair yoga, and I'll look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day, guys. Bye for now.